Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 19 here in Erlengrat. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. We'll stick with that. Okay, let's complete that job then. So 3,727 for completing that one. So I'll collect that job right there. And now I've got these harvests. I'm going to leave the harvest jobs, at least for a minute. Fertilizer. Oh, I've got another solid fertilizer job there on field 17. Forgot about that one. That one's all the way out over there. That is a little way to travel. But it's at least a bigger field. And, you know, it's another nice, easy job. So we'll gather that one up as well. So we will borrow items for field 17. Take that one. And for once, we got a different tractor. It's quite nice that we got a different one over here. Let's go and get that. There is a mod that somebody's... Jimmy J was actually telling me that there's a new mod that alters contracts. It gives you more variety on contracts. It gives you extra things. It does allow multiple contracts and so on. I don't know if it's like compatible with multiple contracts or if it actually just gives you the ability to refresh and do multiple contracts all within the same mod. If it does, then we may change things over a little bit and use that mod instead of what we're using at the moment. I don't really know on that. We'll see in a bit. But let's load these back up. So I got 2,000 litres of fertilizer here. I think after this one, I will just sell the remaining fertilizer. We'll probably use... It depends how long it takes to get down to this field, I guess. Field 17 is our next target. That is where we're heading next. Are we going to have anything strange happen here on this corner? No. I don't like all of these signs that I've gone and knocked down and kicked everywhere. That's a little bit odd. All the way down here. So, what's the best way to go to get to field 17? Do I just travel down that? I think I should just travel down that track next to the field that we're working at the moment. If I run down alongside that one. No, this may not be the right way to go. Let's have a look. Down there to field... No, I'll follow the road and then we'll come in the top side there onto field 17. That's where we're going to need to go because we're essentially just going to be cutting across a field and I don't want to be doing that. So we'll go up here and go round a roundabout and then follow the road down through. And then we can just put this one going. I'm not going to worry too much about the hired help, helping the hired help at the moment. I'll see what the top end of the field is like. We may do one pass somewhere there. And then we can get moving some of those bales. I want to get as many of those bales up as possible. We've got 40 minutes to do it before bedtime. And at the moment, I've got nowhere that I can go and put the deck chairs down. So I've literally just got to speed time up to 120 times speed and then sit and twiddle my thumbs until morning. Which is going to be very jolly exciting for me. It's going to be less of an issue for you because I'm going to cut that bit out. So you're not actually going to have to worry about it in the slightest. Now, if I go in here... And yes, I will do one pass along this end here. The other end of the field we don't need to worry about. But I will do one pass along here. I know it's reserved. I've got the contract on the field. It's because I was trying to spread fertilizer on the other field. Doesn't like that. I can understand that it does have to come up with a big warning sign to say, look, this is reserved for contract work. Because I imagine that there are more than a few people who have tried the old cheeky method of starting a contract and then going to use that machinery to go over all of their own land. Lots and lots. Right. There. That's as far as you can go. That is the edge of the map right there. Boom. See? But... the way that that is laid out is really well done. I mean, you can clearly see that that is altogether different under there, because you can't do that under here, but you go over to the edge of the map and you can look right underneath it and see everything. Okay, that looks... that looks very cool. Right, anyway, yeah, so you can see it all laid out there, and yeah, I think that's a nice transition. You obviously, when you get to the edge of a map, it's never going to be like a perfect transition on it. So you got a couple of options. You can like put impenetrable barrier of trees all the way around. You can try and just like have a flat area where it sort of blends out, something like that. You've got these various different options, and it's always interesting to see how people go and do it. I like this one. I really do. I think this is a really well done transition between one side of the map and the other. I don't like where it's just basically a big drop where there's nothing connected to the side. I don't like the look of that. It doesn't sort of feel smooth. You know, you don't want to be driving along next to just a plummet into oblivion. That just, yeah, that looks weird and odd, and I don't like it. So there's quite a few different ways that it can be done, and I think that they have really, really done a magnificent job with it on here. Like they were on the money when they made this map. They really got it right. There was a lot of complaints with Ravencrest and also with Felsbrunn. Like personally, I liked Ravencrest. Never really did it for me as a map. It sort of, like I said before, it felt a little bit sort of washed out, and it didn't really appeal to me all that much. Felsbrunn, I like that one more. I did like it a lot more than I liked the Raven. Is it Ravencrest? I think it's Ravencrest. I did like Felsbrunn a lot more than I liked the Ravencrest map. But it's still. It was still only a mediocre map as far as I was concerned. Like, it did have a little bit of a feel to it. It did have that kind of sensation that you were more kind of actually farming and not just playing a game. Whereas I really got with the Ravencrest map, it just felt like a game. It just didn't give me any kind of vibe. I didn't get... With the map, I have to have a vibe coming from it that, you know, this feels right. A feeling from the map. It's difficult to describe. And you can't really put into words exactly what was wrong with the Ravencrest map. And that's, I think, is one of the frustrating things with a lot of players. There was a lot of complaints that Ravencrest was not a nice map. But when you try to put into words exactly what was wrong with the map, that's where it gets difficult. It didn't feel right. For me, that's literally the best that I've been able to come up with. It just didn't feel right. And that's not helpful to a map maker, though, is it? Like, the feeling of the map, it felt a little bit disjointed. It didn't sort of feel like I was there in an agricultural area and playing. I mean, it kind of, there were certain bits of it that it got that, but it was almost like it was trying too hard in some places, and in other places, it just, like, it didn't work at all. Like, I don't know. How do you explain that? How do you explain that the feeling was off? Like, it's really, really difficult. Felsbrunn, I didn't get that quite as much, but I still did, at times, get this doesn't feel like an actual place. This just feels like a game zone. And I don't like that. I don't like the feeling of a game zone. Estancia Lapacho, I feel like I'm in South America. I'm driving around that map and I'm doing all the work on it, and I never at any point am I getting a sensation that I don't belong there, and that I'm just kind of like looking at a gaming zone. Now, I know that some of you do with that map, and some of you don't get a really good positive vibe off of the map, and that's going to be the case with all maps, as there's always going to be some people that don't particularly like it compared to others. So Felsbrunn, I did get it a bit, but nowhere near as much as Ravencrest. And so I liked Felsbrunn. I was glad that I did them that way round for the time-lapse series, because the Ravencrest doing it on Felsbrunn, I would not have enjoyed doing that at all. It wouldn't have been one that I would have liked. I just would not have liked doing the time-lapse series on the Ravencrest map. It wouldn't have worked for me. So I'm very glad that I did it that way round, and that was how it sort of worked out. Right, we will unload that lot right there. So we've done 29% transported for that contract. If we go and have a look in here, we're 44% active in total. You are almost done on that job. So let me I've got to wait a little bit for this one just to fold up. Where is our tractor? Our trusty tractor is working away over there somewhere. We've got 1,600 litres of... Right, the contract is now finished on field 17, so we've just got to wait for the job to finish. We're going to end up with about 1.5 bags, so roughly $3,000 worth of... 3,000 euros worth of... the bales of fertilizer are going to be left in that spreader when the job is finished. There, helpers here has completed their task. We'll drive back to the Bale field a minute, and then we'll go and have a look at that one. So, roughly $3,000 worth. That's what we've got left in that spreader at the moment. It's actually a little bit more than 3,000, but we'll say 3,000. We'll stick with that. We're running out of time here. I'm hoping that we can get these bales all picked up before the end of the day. But time is ticking. Time is ticking. We'll put some lights on now, just like that. And if I indicate in here, I got a car right there who's going to want to, no doubt, go in front of me, which is going to make life a little bit more difficult. It's getting around this corner. This corner is not the easiest one to negotiate with this long trailer, because then I've immediately got to swing out round this side to be able to get round in there. But no, that's not too bad. We're able to do that all right. I was indicating already. Right, let's turn off the beacons and bring you down into here. 1,500 euros. Fertilizer jobs in here. I've got one fertilizer job there on field 7, which is halfway across. That was like as far away from the dealership as we can get with contract jobs, and it's a really small job as well. So I kind of don't want to do that one. I get reimbursements of 2,300 instead of the 3,000 euros that I've spent on that fertilizer. I mean, it is slightly less than 3,000, so I'd say we're losing 500 euros on that across 3 jobs that we've done. I'm going to say that's acceptable. We completed the job, we did everything else, so we get that money come back. There's another 5 grand has gone into the kitty. We're now up to 24,000. We know now that we only need to buy 1 bag of fertilizer for any contract job. We don't need to do any more than 1 bag of fertilizer for any job. Ideally, what we will do, like I said, that with baling jobs, well, with these wrapping jobs at least, I'm not going to do another wrapping job until we've bought our own wrapper. So we need to get our own land, and then we need to get our own wrapper. As far as fertilizer jobs are concerned, that is going to be one of the first things that we will actually buy. Before we go buying any wrappers or anything, the first thing that we're actually going to go and purchase is going to be a tractor of some description and a fertilizer spreader. Because using our own machinery for the fertilizer jobs, and then we buy our own fertilizer, we fill the spreader right up, and then we head off out and we go and do the jobs. Now, we won't be using that fertilizer spreader to do anything on our own property, because we're going to be doing organic farming, so we can't use the fertilizer that we buy for anything for ourselves. So it's going to be all contract work that the fertilizer will be used for. And I actually quite like that idea. I think that's going to work out fairly well, because, we've got dedicated contract machinery then, and I just like the idea of having dedicated contract machinery. I think that's going to be quite a cool thing to have. Let's go and get that bale there a minute. I know that's not, particularly realistic way of grabbing the bale, but, we'll go with it. We'll run with that one. And I'll pick you up, and then one more right there. So I've got 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14, 18, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. I think I've got 33 bales left here, which is not quite what I was hoping for. 33 means that I'm going to have 1 single solitary bale left over after I complete the contract. Well, I might have 1 single solitary bale left. I'm going to have to come back and then go all the way back up to the barn in order just for 1 single bale on its own. I find that to be annoying. I do find that to be somewhat frustrating and annoying. Now, let's get out here. There's the car. Oh, no, he's going on that way. He doesn't actually come out here. So we need to swing out round this way, like this. And then all the way up round there like that. See? Big long old trailer like this is not easy to maneuver around a hairpin bend. But we can do it. I've got complete and total faith in our ability to possibly get this done without messing everything up big time. Usually I can find a way to mess something up. We've got half an hour, and I'm confident that we can do this. You know, I need to have a drink a minute, so I'll drink and drive. Don't drink and drive at home, kids. It's not even a good idea to drink and drive if you've got coffee, you know, and it's in a travel mug. You still shouldn't really be drinking while you're driving along the road. And in some places it's illegal. Some places it's not. Some places it sort of depends on the circumstances. In this country, it's not illegal to drink or eat at the wheel, so long as you are demonstrating that you are in full control of your vehicle. You're not allowed to use a phone. That is absolutely and rightly, strictly illegal. You are not allowed to use your phone as you go along. You can use a hands-free kit, although there are actually now people that are pushing for not even being able to use a hands-free kit to take a call while you're driving along, because of how much it does actually distract a person from driving. So, no, there's a valid argument there. It is a distraction while you're driving. So if you're trying to, like, answer the phone, if you're trying to press a button on it, but the counter-argument to that is that it's the same as, like, you know, tuning the radio or something like that. You're allowed to do that when you're driving along, so long as you're in control of your vehicle. The counter argument to that is that these days people are using their phones an awful lot for their radio, and you get people who are driving along interacting with their phone. Their phone is mounted on the dashboard in a safe and secure manner, which, yes, you can do that. But then they're using their phone and they're scrolling through looking for songs whilst they're driving. And that's not quite so safe and secure. That's not quite something that is really good or best practice for anything at all. It's frowned upon at the moment. It's not strictly illegal. It's frowned upon. So there's a lot of discussion at the moment as to what changes should be made to the law in the UK regards what you're allowed to do while you're driving along. So going back to the whole drinking and driving, don't drink and drive. Don't drink alcohol at all and drive. That's just sheer stupidity. And even though you are allowed to drive with a certain amount of alcohol in your system, yada, 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 and all of that, no, don't do it. Right? Alcohol slows down your reaction times. Don't drink and drive. It's just a foolish thing to do, and even if you are under the legal limit, if you have an accident, you will spend the rest of your life wondering whether or not you could have reacted appropriately if you had not had any alcohol in your system at all. And you would have to live with that for the rest of your life. You know, which, it might just be a little ding, but on the other hand, someone may have gotten seriously hurt. So don't risk it. It's not worth the risk. Don't do it. Drinking coffee while you're driving, well, that's up to you. I wouldn't recommend it, because, you know, if you go over a bump while you're trying to take a sip of hot coffee and you spill that in your lap, that's going to hurt. And it does tend to reduce your concentration somewhat. Alright, if you've just emptied a gallon of boiling hot coffee into your lap, I can guarantee you that your concentration is not going to be on point from that point on. You are going to be somewhat focused other than on the road. And you don't really want to be focused on anything other than the road while you're driving. So, yeah, probably best not to try and do the whole drinking and driving thing. If you really need to have a drink of coffee, pull over. Have your drink of coffee while you're pulled over. There's nothing wrong with doing that. And, I mean, it's the same with eating, really. You can technically eat while you're driving along, but it's difficult to do it and also maintain full control of your vehicle. Now, I've done it before where I've gone into a service station and I've selected myself a sandwich or something else that I would like to eat, and I would like to drive along and also eat at the same time. I don't then try to open the sandwich packet while I'm driving along. Like, I actually watched a thing that the police were running where they were like trying to raise awareness of just how difficult it is to concentrate on your driving whilst trying to open a packet of sandwiches or, you know, a can of drink or something equally daft. Because they'd pulled over drivers who were trying to do this stuff, and then they put them in a controlled environment and said, right, well, you know, open your packets of sandwiches while you're doing this. I would never dream of trying to drive whilst opening a sandwich packet, you know, a sealed thing, you know, sealed plastic sandwich packet, and then get the sandwich out and so on, and sort that out while I'm driving along. And the police course that they'd set out was basically quite a difficult one. You had to be weaving in and out of stuff whilst trying to open. I would never dream of attempting that. And I would hope that any drivers among you wouldn't attempt that either. Personally, I would open the sandwich packet while I was parked up. I would open the sandwich packet, I would lay the sandwich on the seat, onto something, not just on the seat. So the sandwich was there and easily accessible. I didn't even have to look at it. I could just reach out my hand, take the sandwich, lift up, take a bite, put it down again. Right? Without any problem at all. And then the road was clear, and, you know, I'm not weaving around a whole load of chicanes or something like that. Then I can pick up my sandwich, take a bite, and put it down again. And that is, I would consider that to be quite safe. I would consider that to be, you know, I'm not taking my eyes off the road either. So if something in the split second that I'm picking up the sandwich and I'm taking my bite, if something then leaps onto the road in front of me in some kind of mad suicidal fashion, I'm not likely to run into it. I'm not likely to have an accident. I'm not likely to, you know, it's not likely to all end horribly, horribly wrong. Now, I shouldn't really be driving up the road with this thing hanging out the side. We should wait till it folds up, but we want to get a move on. We've got 2 more trips that we need to do. So we got 1 full load to go after, and then we've got a single solitary bale on its lonesome to go and do as well. This next load is going to get us some money, which is absolutely fantastic. So we are going to be able to start cashing in on this job now. About time. We've been doing this job for a while. We're at 24,000 euros right now, which is not bad for a first day's work. Right? That is not bad at all, considering it is only our first day's work. I am quite pleased with that. I feel that we can give ourselves a little pat on the back for that amount of work right there. I'm going to go in front of him. And we've so we're going to get from this job, the actual job itself is going to give us 10,000 euros, so that's going to push us up towards 35,000, and we're also going to get any excess bales that we will be able to sell from this job as well. So we're going to find out how many excess bales. You know what, I'm going to leave that one down there. I'm going to leave that one completely on his lonesome, and I'm going to head up this way and go after the rest of these bales up here. And then that one there is going to be the closest one to the gate to come back to in a minute. Right, there's 4 bales. We've got another 5 up through this run here, just to finish off these. If I can actually hit them without damaging the wrapper on the bales. You don't... I mean, yes, I know realistically you would not be using this machine here to pick up the wrapped bales. There are there are some artisan stackers. Well, I don't know if they're artisan stackers. The Anderson... It's the Anderson stuff, isn't it? There are some Anderson ones that do pick up wrapped bales, but I think they're only for round bales. I don't think there is actually one designed for picking up wrapped square bales. I want to have a look now. I want to take a quick look into baling technology. So what do we got in here? Those are the ones like the hybrid extractor things. Those are quite cool. It's a whole new mechanic that was added to the game where you can do the silage sausages. They're really good. I like those. And then you got that one right there. It takes 24 bales. That one... This one here is the one for wrapped bales. That one's not. That one, it just sort of slides along the things. Although you can grease those up and then you can do it. This one here is designed for wrapped bales. Right here. It takes 24 bales. Stacks them up. But that is actually designed to do it with wrapped bales. Which is very, very cool. And then you've got these two right here. But these, you look at these, like the teeth and that on these are not designed, at least I don't think, I mean, it does have some rollers on there, but I'm going to say that these, I mean, possibly you could say that this one, it could handle wrapped bales. I don't know. Would it be gentle enough to do wrapped bales? And then this one here, I'm saying probably not. But again, because of the squeeze on it, rather than the teeth that we've got. Like our one right here has got teeth on a conveyor belt. That's not designed for wrap bales at all, right? This is not really a machine for wrap bales. But possibly those two in the Anderson thing, whether they would or not, does anybody know? In the comment section, anybody that is a bit of an authority on those Anderson machines, are they actually suitable for yeah, so we got one single solitary bale left. There's no way that I can pick that one up either. Alright, I drop that down. It's not going to pick it up. It's not going to hold it. I can't, like, shove it up the road. I'm going to have to come back for it. Slightly annoying, that is. Still, it'll be an extra little bit of money. I don't know how much we're going to get for it, but it will be some extra money. Anybody that knows anything about the Anderson DLC machinery there, those bale collectors, are they actually suitable for picking up square bales that are wrapped? I'm thinking they're probably not. They don't look like they're particularly suitable. It looks like it would end up ripping the plastic too much. But maybe they can. Maybe they are actually able to cope with it. There is one of them there that is definitely able to cope with round bales being wrapped. I've seen them being used in real life for doing round bales, so I know that they can do it. But I don't know about the square ones. I've not seen any of those with the square ones. So yeah, I'll look forward to getting the feedback on that. See whether or not that is actually a thing or otherwise. Take this in. We'll see how much money we get now. We've got, like I said, we're going to get 35,000 in total because of the money that we're going to get from the contract. Although I think some of the money is actually going to be taken off with us leasing the machinery. So we're going to be down a bit of money from the machinery that we've used. But we're still, I mean, I think we're still going to be in excess of 40,000 euros before we finish up. It may be more than that, because we're on 89% complete now on the job. And I think the previous slice was 44%. So, that kind of, I'm thinking maybe half of this load is bales that we're going to be able to sell. Let's see, 24,309. Boom. There. 24,309. I've just got 7,840 euros from selling bales right there. I got one more bale that I can go and get and bring that one up, and then I'm going to get another 9,000 euros from completing this job. So there's another. So that's going to take us up to. I said Did I say 40 or 45? I may have said 45. We're going to be close to. Well, we're definitely going to be over 40. I don't know how much we get for a single bale. We'll see how many bales we with 7,000 euros. Well, unfortunately, folks, that is all we have got time for today. So while I sit up here and enjoy this view and a well-earned break, could you please consider taking a look at the links in the description down below? We have Nitrado, who provide gaming servers, who are very, very reliable, and they provide us with a server on our Discord channel. And there is also Fanatical, where you can buy all kinds of different computer games for various different platforms. So if you've enjoyed this video, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.